Hello everyone, Dr. Suneel Dhand, internal medicine physician. Welcome to another video. Heart attacks, cardiac arrests are going up across the board in many different age groups. Now, heart attacks and cardiac arrests technically mean two different things, but let's use the term here, heart attacks, to describe what people classically think about when someone has a cardiac arrest, when they collapse and they often may require defibrillation. When I was growing up, I don't think I ever heard stories about young people, especially school students, having heart attacks. I grew up in a county called Berkshire, just outside London in the United Kingdom. And I'm thinking back when I was in primary school, grammar school, I don't think I heard one story about a young high school student having a heart attack. Am I saying this never happened? Of course not. This is something that has happened occasionally since the beginning of time, but not enough for people to be made aware of it and want to shape policies around it. Now, do we hear about these stories more because we have 24/7 news and a constant mainstream media? Maybe we do, but I'm sure many people watching feel the same way. When you were growing up, you didn't really hear these stories, but now we hear them all the time, so much so that many schools are now mandating cardiac defibrillators in case high school students have heart attacks. And I want to share with you in this video what's been happening in more and more states within the United States, mandating that high schools have cardiac defibrillators. Take a look at this. So this is a story from this week in Tennessee. Tennessee latest state to mandate automatic defibrillators at high schools. NFL commissioner, that's American football for the people listening abroad, Roger Goodell joined Governor Bill Lee in celebrating a newly enacted law requiring all Tennessee high schools to keep an automated external defibrillator available during classes, athletic practices, and games. So the legislation was signed earlier this year, but a formal ceremony was held this week. What about other states within the United States? Well, here we have another piece from recently. Lawmakers mull mandating defibrillator access at Michigan schools. Athletic events. So really more and more states are looking to mandate it. Here's another one here. Mothers who lost their sons. Former Falcon Star advocate for defibrillators in all Georgia schools. So this news was from Atlanta, again, a few weeks ago. An effort is underway by state lawmakers to require all schools in Georgia to have cardiac arrest emergency plans. So again, there is nothing wrong with being prepared. Many states within the United States already have cardiac defibrillators in most schools. But I would like us all to think about the following point, the broader point of this particular story. Number one, the fact that this is clearly a trend, but we know from statistics that more and more younger people, we're talking high school students, are having sudden cardiac arrests, which may require defibrillators. So rather than simply be reactive to this, which is the way the medical establishment works nowadays, let's just throw medications, pharmaceuticals, or other devices at a problem without asking why. More and more younger people are getting certain problems. In this case, heart attacks. It is not normal for the young of any animal species to be dropping dead from heart attacks, and we're seeing this more and more. Is there a unifying factor here, or is it a multitude of different factors that are driving these statistics? Number two, I really wish we had good data for the United States, good data collection for different states, because unfortunately, data collection is absolutely horrible in America. Compared to Europe, when the data is actually released in Europe, you get a much more unified sense of what is going on in the nation. But I would really like to see, and if anyone out there has any data relating to cardiac arrests in high school students in different states, that would be very interesting to look at and analyze from a scientific perspective, because states are very different within America. They're like apples and oranges in terms of the environment, even thinking the weather in different states, medical policies in different states, the rates at which pharmaceutical products are prescribed and administered in different states, drug use in different states. all very interesting to look at, but we have to have good data, and that is sadly lacking in the United States of America. Number 3, let this also be a call to action for everybody to know basic CPR skills. I've talked about this before, but I cannot emphasize this enough, which is why I try to mention it in as many videos as possible. It can make all the difference. If you're not medically trained, there are many courses available. You can even do them online, although I would suggest an in-person course where you go and learn some basic resuscitation skills. It can make all the difference if anyone, no matter what their age, but especially tragic, obviously, when it's a younger person, collapses in front of you, you should know what to do. You should know basic CPR, how to pump on the chest. If you have access to a defibrillator, you should know how to use it, because take it from me, this can be absolutely life-saving. I see this working in acute care hospital medicine. The difference when somebody who has suddenly had a cardiac arrest has early resuscitation, that dramatically improves survival. So each one of us can learn these skills. They're not hard to know, but I encourage you, if you don't know them or need a refresher, go and learn basic CPR skills. Anybody can administer high quality CPR early. It can absolutely save a life. It's almost guaranteed that one day you will put it to good use. And number 4, finally, I'd like us all to reflect yet again on how sad it is that we need to have cardiac defibrillators in high schools. And it's not simply as a precaution, it is actually because we are hearing more and more stories and we're seeing more and more statistics about younger people suffering cardiac arrest. This is not normal by any stretch of the imagination, but of course we are completely normalizing it, having defibrillators in high schools. Not a bad thing, always good to know what to do if an emergency occurs, but we aren't asking the right questions, either as a society or the medical establishment. Why are more high school students suffering cardiac arrest that we would even need to think about this? Thanks everyone for watching. Feel free to comment down below. I enjoy hearing from all of you. Check out my website and my free downloads. Those links are down below. Hit the like button if you like this video and the bell button for more similar videos in the future. We will speak again next time.